Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Steve.
I'm Travis.
And happy New Year's Eve, or if you're listening to this tomorrow, Happy New Year's. We're just here. We're going to talk about, Travis and I are going to talk about a movie we've both seen. I'm going to talk about a movie I've seen. But before we get that started, how you doing, Travis?
Oh, Steven, I can't complain. We went from negative weather to touching the 50s lately, so it feels like summertime almost again. I'm in heaven. How about you?
It rained. It rained today.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I had to keep my window closed for most of the day.
Ugh.
Celebrating a birthday today. We're going to jump right into birthdays.
Okay. Oh boy, better get sharp. Get
Mr.
ready.
Val Kilmer. Mad Mardigan himself. Iceman.
I was gonna do the teeth chomp, but I actually have a real phobia about my teeth cracking, so I'm not gonna do that.
Doc Holliday.
Yeah, there you go. That's a reference I understand.
I got guns.
Got the consumption.
I got 2 guns. One for each of yous.
One for each of you. I mean, he did. Top Gun Maverick is so good. I almost said, like, didn't he die?
He did Top Gun Maverick.
Let's see. I don't know. He's not as old as I think he is, probably, but 58.
63.
Ah.
Celebrating a birthday today, Miss Bebe Neuwirth.
Oh.
That's Frasier's girlfriend from Cheers.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I always try to pronounce that babe.
I think it's funny because everybody knows her from that, and I know her from Chicago on Broadway.
She's in other stuff. Now I'm blanking on it. I feel like she's the boss in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
I think she might be. How old do you think she is, though?
I don't know. I'll say she's probably around the same age as Val Kilmer, so 64.
Oh, he's spot on!
Yes,
64. Celebrating a birthday today, Mr. James Remar.
James Remar. I got the dogs riled up with that one.
You're gonna know him. You're gonna know James Remar is Dexter Morgan's father.
Okay, yeah. He's
been in a bunch of other stuff.
Sex in the City too.
Sure, and he was also in The Quest, and he was also in The Phantom, and he was supposed to be in Aliens, but he had a drinking problem.
Yeah, I feel like ever since I've seen Dexter, I just see this guy pop up everywhere. He's great, and he definitely has a certain character that he feels nicely.
How old do you think he is?
How old do I think he is? I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Sometimes it seems like they're going in order numbers wise, but maybe not. He's in that same wheelhouse, maybe a little even older. 67.
69.
Ooh, great day. Great year for that guy.
Celebrating a birthday today, I believe I am correct on the billing, Sir Ben Kingsley.
Gandhi himself, yeah.
I believe he is a sir. I believe I might be wrong, but
yeah, that's right. That's totally. If he's not, we're not gonna get in trouble for calling him a sir. I don't think.
I think he'd appreciate it.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Ben, hit me up. lastpodcastyouwant@gmail.com.
He's got to be getting up there. 74.
79.
79.
And celebrating a birthday today, I know it's correct on this, Sir Anthony Hopkins.
They have the same birthday?
Popular birthdays today.
Oh, they're both New Year's Eve babies, too. That's crazy. Sir Anthony Hopkins. The only person who could possibly be a better actor on this list than fucking Ben Kingsley. I don't know. 82.
85.
85. All right.
How about Mr. Tim Matheson?
Tim Matheson.
Also celebrating a birthday today.
What? Wait. Okay. Confirm for me who that is.
That is Otter from Animal House. That is Van Wilder's father from from National Lampoon's Van Wilder.
Definitely know from Van Wilder more, unfortunately. Or fortunately. I love that movie. Uh,
Even though if it weren't for National Lampoon's Animal House, Van Wilder would have never been a thing.
yeah, you can pretty solidly say that that's
It
fact.
Well, it is fact because the actual title of Van Wilder is National Lampoon's Van Wilder.
Right.
And
Right.
National Lampoon's first movie was Animal House.
Yeah, and then they lost. I mean, National Lampoons doesn't even mean what it used to mean anymore. Like they lost the actual ownership of that, and Van Wilder, maybe the Rise of Taj is the last halfway decent thing they put out. No,
I'd
it's
say
it's
I'd
fucking
say I'd say Van Wilder, but
yeah, Rise of Taj is.
I mean the Pie films aren't bad either. But I think I don't think those are National Lampoons, so don't mind me. Tim Matheson, how old is he turning today?
I'll say he's a ripe old 68.
75.
Fuck me, goddamn. Giving everybody too much credit.
Celebrating a birthday today, Mr. Michael McDonald from Mad TV. Stewart himself. Stop it. No. Let me do it. Let me do it. Look what I can do.
Oh boy. I don't know. 59.
Oh, so close, 58.
Ah, okay.
So
I'll
close,
I'll take
58. My
that.
God.
Not a bad round for me. A lot of them within 5 years. And one of
And
them.
that is it of the people you are going to recognize. Today would have been Mr. John Denver's birthday. That John Denver's full of
Mr.
shit.
Sunshine on my goddamn
Damn shoulders. And I'll be damned if Merrill Haggard didn't pull out a lighter right there and write that award right on fire. Yeah, like,
You're gonna light my country music award on fire?
I knew exactly what you're fucking quoting right there. I love that movie. All right, Travis, before we get into the movies, let's get into the top 6.
Oh yeah.
Coming in at number 6 this week, Black Panther Wakanda Forever with $3.5 million. We got
not bad for what, 2 months in theaters now?
I think so. We got Violent Night also with 3.5 million, so probably just a little bit above that. Coming in at number 4, we got Babylon with 3.6. I'm actually kind of bummed to see that so low on the list because I really enjoyed it, as we will be talking about it relatively soon.
You don't enjoy much, so that says something.
I enjoy a lot, Travis. I just don't. I don't fall into the bullshit tropes that you like. Coming in at number 3, a movie that I do want to see in the theater, Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody with 4.8 million. Somehow, number 2 with $12 million, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish.
Somehow? I mean, that's a popular franchise.
Coming in at number 1 with $63 million, Avatar, The Way of Water.
Because they need to make a fuck ton of money to make their money back on that, right?
I guess. I'm not sure.
Are they on pace?
I do not know because I don't know how much the movie cost. I'm not gonna. We can talk about that. I'll tell you what. Let's actually talk about the history of Avatar on the next episode. I'm dead serious. I'm not. We'll look into how much the movie cost to make, how much it made on its original run, the movie that took it down, the movie that it took down, and we'll talk about the new movie and how much it took to make, how long it's been between, and how much it's made so far. And we'll do a little segment on that. Is that cool?
Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Perfect.
I'm not gonna watch what movie it took down.
I'm not gonna. It took down Titanic. I'm not going to.
Oh, I thought you meant like from week to week box office.
Oh no! I was just talking about the movie that initially took it down. Oh, actually, well, yeah.
Zombieland might have been. I can't remember.
All right. Well, either way, coming out to the box office this week, January 4th to the 6th, we have A Man Called Otto, which is the new Tom Hanks film. We have the creepy horror sci-fi thriller Megan, which I'm very interested in seeing. I'm not going to lie.
It's intriguing.
And Women Talking, and I'm not sure exactly what that one's about, but I think I saw the trailer for it.
That's a movie about 90s comedians. Sequel will be Women Shopping. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
With that, let's get into trailers. As I did go and see Babylon I do not remember the night I saw it. Oh, funny enough, I saw a trailer for Women Talking, and I do not remember the trailer.
Well, you're a
I
man, so you probably tuned it out or something.
I went and saw. I was kind of stoned. I went and saw Babylon, probably the night after Christmas, and got some great trailers. We got Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I'm very excited for this new Indiana Jones. You could stand there and shake your head no, but I'm very excited for this new Indiana Jones film. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what they're going to do and how they're going to handle it.
Let it die.
Let you die. Let it go.
Hey,
Do
I
me
will.
solid.
I'm not gonna
Do
turn
me
on past
solid,
my.
Travis. Do me solid. Get in your car, drive to Home Depot, buy some wood, build a bridge, get the fuck over it. Then we had a trailer for a movie called Chevalier, Chevalier.
So more like Chevalier.
I should really put descriptions after watching these trailers so I know what they are instead of just saying, I watched these trailers. That's something that I can start doing. Women Talking, Cocaine Bear, Magic Mike 3, The Final Dance. I think it's called The Final Dance.
What?
A Man Called Otto, Dungeons and Dragons,
Yes.
and two films that I am super excited for. We get the teaser trailer for Scream 6, showing that we are moving out of Woodsboro and going to New York City.
What?
I mean, in reality, though, we moved out of Woodsboro because Scream 3 was Hollywood. So they're trying to act like it's all original and new, and like, no, we did it like 3 films ago. Like, you're good.
I'm not that well ingrained in the Scream franchise, apparently.
And oh my gosh, I have got to look up just so I can have the full cast for this fucking movie. Okay, here we go. It is called 80 for Brady. Now I'm not a
Oh dude, yeah, I saw a commercial for this.
I'm not a sports guy, but you get Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, Sally Field, and Lily Tomlin as 4 women that decide to go to the Super Bowl. And oh my god, I'm so excited for it.
It's confusing to me as someone who's somewhat tapped into the sports world because Brady's been gone from New England for so long. But they're all like clearly wearing his Patriots stuff, and so I'm like, how long ago did they film this? Did they like film this pre-COVID and like?
Well, you have to
parts
also
of it.
You have to also think that these are women that are in their 80s. So when they were fans of Dreamy Brady, it was probably when he was with the Pats.
He's still dreamy though. They would still be fans of him.
I love the bit where I think it's Jane Fonda has the love story with Gronk. I think Rob Gronkowski is so fucking hilarious.
He is funny. I do agree. And I'm glad to see anytime he shows up in the commentator's booth or at a halftime analysis because he says some shit. He's a funny guy.
But Babylon in its own right was 3 hours and 9 minutes, and it did not disappoint for me. It did not disappoint. It's a very slow burn film, which is what I like sometimes. I like a very slow burn of a movie. I enjoy it. And
I like a slow burning joint personally, but yeah.
Aha! And this movie didn't disappoint. Like great 3 separate stories. And I'm going to actually look up the third actor's name because I wanted to get it right. So there's a great story with Brad Pitt as Jack Conrad. Great story with Margot Robbie as Nellie Leroy, which also coincides with Diego Calava as Manny Torres. They do really great. And then
I love Margot Robbie.
Jovan Adepo plays a trumpet player named Sidney Palmer. And there's a great side story with him as well. And in my eyes, it's 3 separate stories that intertwine. In reality, it's kind of 4 with Manny and Nelly, but they do a lot together through it. And I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very a very well done film. Great script, amazing cinematography. The older I get, the more I'm able to look at the scenery and the way scenes are shot while also paying attention to what's being said and just having more of an appreciation for it. And
Absolutely.
it's just a bonkers film, man. It's just a bonkers film, but I really enjoyed it. Travis, Christmas is coming.
I glad to hear you say that. I truly am one of those that's maybe I used to be a little over the top of it back in high school when everybody liked to be more pretentious. But I love, yeah, cinematography is so crucial to me. And even like it's funny going back, like it holds up over time. Like I watch old westerns sometimes that were just shot. So you look at them and it's just like it transcends the film that it was shot on because it looks so good. It's just like, how is this 50-year-old movie? And I watch like a low budget shit and it just drives me so crazy when the production value is not there, the cinematography, or it's just like a super well lit stage and it's like
You just watch those old spaghetti westerns.
it's distracting. Well, I was watching Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I'm not sure if that technically qualifies as spaghetti, but uh, no, I totally agree, and definitely like I took a lot of broadcasting and some types of film classes in college, and yeah, the appreciation for that it so enhances films, and I can unfortunately let it detract when a film doesn't give it enough give it enough time or value because it
Sure.
really is important to me. So that makes me excited to go see this. Damien Chazelle, I think that's the guy that did La La Land, and he's done some other really good shit. So
Excellent. Well, I'm glad that I was able to help assist that. Um,
yeah, I saw. Speaking of Brad Pitt, I just watched Bullet Train on Netflix, and I really liked it. It was fun. It could have been. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna complain about it. It was a lot. It had a lot more laughs in it than I expected. But it had like just a really great like. I don't know. It was like a cross between a Tarantino and a Guy Ritchie movie to me, but the best parts of them, and it was like super fun. Sometimes it did get like super serious, but the tone never really took it out of like the laughs and quips mid fight. And Brad Pitt is such a good like fighter using his surroundings because he doesn't have weapons on him, and I just love a lot of fight scenes where people are like grabbing shit or like, oh, I slammed your hand in this, and there's a lot of like really clever fight
the
choreography on the train.
quiet train scene is really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That movie's just got such a great cast of people, and the way everything plays out, I love it so much. I know I talked about it on the show. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I saw that movie the day after my dad passed. So being able to deal with death and then being able to go and watch a movie in which death happens, but I'm able to laugh and enjoy it was something that was great and enjoyable for me. One thing I'll
Yeah.
say is the whole reason there's a cameo in this movie in which Brad Pitt, and I don't want to give away the cameo.
Okay.
There's a cameo in Bullet Train in which Brad Pitt does a cameo in the film in which the other person stars. And if you know movies that we've talked about,
I know who you're talking. Okay, I
it's
know which one
very
you're talking
obvious
about
what we're
because there's a
talking
couple
about.
cameos in Bullet
Sure,
Train.
sure, sure. And it's great because that cameo happened in the other movie because I believe it's because of the time that was spent on Bullet Train and
Oh
they had so much
shit!
fun. It's one or the other. They had so much fun just with the cameo that they had that they put the other person in there. I'm being real cryptic and an asshole about it.
No, no, it sucks because I know exactly what you're talking about, and I do agree that if we said the other movie, it would be really obvious, which would suck because it was so great in Bullet Train. This cameo, the
Yeah.
other one in the other film is much longer and gets, but
No, I just used the rest of my brain. So after on Christmas Day, Knives Out or Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery,
mhm.
was released on Netflix. We have both had the chance to sit down and watch it. Travis, I will let you take the floor first on your thoughts on Glass Onion.
I'm a big Ryan Johnson fan and have been since Brick. So I was looking forward to this one. Sat down and watched it with Weslin, and her and I were just, I mean, the cast immediately enthralls you. Like, I mean, fucking Batista, I love seeing him in anything. Whiskey was played by, I'm blanking on her name right now, but she's the main character in Outer Banks, which is one of the best shows on Netflix running right now. I'll check in on her name. But I mean,
Whiskey.
yeah, the girl, Batista's girlfriend. The
Oh,
Instagram, she's a
she
model
was
influencer.
the only people in the film that I did not know was Whiskey and Catherine Haynes' assistant.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess I didn't recognize her either, but you're right. It is so star-studded with Ed Norton. And then,
Even Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke wasn't even scheduled to appear in the film, wasn't even cast in the film. He happened to be in the area in like Morocco or wherever because
right.
because he was filming Moon Knight.
No kidding.
And he had the day off and filmed that scene in a day.
Dude, yeah, that scene when he comes out, I could not. I was
I
like, what
popped
the
so
fuck? There's
hard.
already so
I
many
popped
people.
so hard for Ethan Hawke.
And I was like, we're not gonna see him again, are we? Nope. Him and his long-haired like villain phase is a fucking renaissance that I am here for. And
100%.
yeah, I mean, it just sets up a great mystery with these cool puzzle boxes sent out to all the friends to get invited to Ed Norton's private island. Yeah, and the chick in the bathrobe decides not to bother with solving the puzzle, just cracks it open with a hammer.
Fuck.
And it works, so maybe not the best puzzle box. There should be, consequences to that.
Janelle Monáe does so good in this movie. She's so awesome. We're
Oh,
not, but folks, as always, we're not really going to get into a lot of the details. We'd love to, but we want to give you a spoiler-free chance because we know
sure.
that life moves fast, and you don't always have time to do what you want. Travis, as I almost get to mine, do you feel that Glass Onion was comparable or better than Knives Out?
I enjoyed
And
it.
which one do you like more?
I liked Glass Onion better than the first Knives Out, but I do admit I want to go back and watch the first Knives Out again because I don't know. I enjoy Daniel Craig's character a lot more in this for some reason, and I don't know if it's now that I've seen No Time to Die and like been able to kind of like close that chapter of
You
of
should
my life
definitely
with Daniel Craig. Like I feel like now I'm
have
like,
you
damn,
only
he's
seen
fucking good.
have you only seen Knives Out once?
Yeah, I saw it like when they put it on Prime
Oh
right after it
wow,
came out, and then
you should definitely revisit it. Because I will say I thoroughly enjoyed Glass Onion. I thought it was a very enjoyable film. I'm not
Mhm,
going to go into exact details, but key
sure,
elements that happen within the movie, I'll talk to you about it afterwards. Key elements that happen in the movie, I actually catch and caught on right away. But I just watch things and my brain ticks differently than everyone. I mean, everyone's brain ticks differently than everyone.
sure.
But I caught certain things and I very much enjoyed it. I'm gonna sit down and rewatch it again. But I can tell you right now, even before my second rewatching of it, I do enjoy Knives Out more. I saw Knives Out twice in the theater.
Okay,
I unfortunately didn't have the chance to catch Glass Onion in the theater because I was sick. I wasn't feeling well. I didn't want to spread it to anybody else. I was being
smart.
considerate instead of inconsiderate. And I really enjoyed it. Great cast, great thing. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt as the Gong because, as we know,
Yeah, I was
Ryan
gonna
Johnson.
ask if you.
But I watched the credits to figure it out. I watched the credits.
Oh,
So
you're good. You're good, my
as
man.
we do,
He's in every single fucking Ryan Johnson movie.
he is.
So, but I was gonna say definitely worth watching, and I do agree. It was a good enough mystery that Wesley and I were heated up on the genre that we went back and watched because he had only seen bits and pieces of Death on the Nile, so we went back and watched that because he
Oh,
wanted
that's
to
cool.
watch it. And I do agree, like it was a lot. Yeah, I don't know, you and I are more observant. We watch a lot of fucking movies and a lot of mysteries and stuff, but I do feel like, yeah, the mystery aspect of
We'll
Knives Out
talk.
or Glass Onion wasn't the strongest part of that movie. Like it was so enjoyable, but that part was like compared to
We'll
Death on the
talk.
Nile.
We'll talk. App. Well, you also have to remember that two different authors. Ryan Johnson wrote Knives Out and Glass Onion. Death on the Nile is written by Agatha Christie
Right.
from like the
Yeah.
19 somethings, and she's like a master class. Like
Big facts. Big facts. You're right. No, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm not
no.
throwing shade at it necessarily.
I'm saying they're both murder mysteries, but it's apples and oranges. And in my book, it's Led Zeppelin to Pink Floyd. It's just two different. Yes, they are both murder mysteries, but one of them is just a pure murder mystery, whereas the other one is a murder entertainment. Ryan Johnson writes this with humor and with insight and all of this. Whereas when Agatha Christie wrote it, yes, there is some humor, but it's the early 1900s humor, which is much
Yeah.
different than the humor that we have nowadays. So it's just two different aspects of yes, murder mystery. But as we do continue, we are closing out the year, and we are here
Well, mere hours away.
we are here to talk about our top 5 films of 2022. Travis, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to start. We're going to start at number 5, working our way all the way to number 1. Yeah,
I was going to
absolutely.
suggest that, obviously.
It's because I appreciate you. But I swear to God, you're not taking my number 1. What is your number 5? You don't need to get a lot into it, but a little bit of a reasoning of why it's placed on where it is, and what is your number 5 of 2022?
My number 5, starring BJ Novak, Vengeance. I really thought it was a really well done film with a really interesting perspective and something to say. And I think that it was, for a directorial debut, it was exceedingly good. And it was just one of the most original things I saw all year. Kept me captivated, kept me like really bought into the story in this town and just everything that was going on. And yeah, I think that it's one of the more underrated films of this year as well, because I don't really hear people talking about it.
And there you go, Vengeance. Written, starring, directed by Ryan.
BJ Novak. Yeah.
The intern.
Ryan started the fire.
That's right. My number 3 is a movie I really enjoyed. I recently bought it on Vudu. I've only seen it once in the theater. It's building up. It's low on my list because it's building up so much for me to watch it again, because it drew so much emotion from my personal life. And that's Clerks 3. Everything else I loved just as much, but Clerks 3, it made me face things in my life that I didn't necessarily want to face.
Well, yeah, sometimes that can happen when you're watching a movie, and it can be definitely a lot, and it can be overwhelming for sure, because movies have their powerful effect, especially when you really get sucked into a world that you're a part of, and then yeah, it can be a lot of emotion to process. I've fallen victim to it many times. Nobody prepped me for Moana, and it was recently after my grandmother had passed away, and I
That's
just
a loss.
did not see it coming whatsoever.
Sure.
And I'm gonna tear up right now just thinking about it. And so
Oh,
I
I
understand
already
that.
started tearing up, so I'm wearing glasses.
Yeah,
What's your number
it's
4?
okay.
What's your number 4?
All right, number 4, The Black Phone. Speaking of Ethan Hawke and his villain phase, this is also one of the more original films that I've seen. Now, I know technically it may have been released, like, it didn't come out until summer 2022. Like, when you look it up, it says 2021, but it came out this year.
No, it came out 2022.
And just written by, or based off a short story by Stephen King's son, Joe Hill, and just, like, super cool. It's definitely not like jump scares or like horror scary, but like very fucking eerie and disturbing, but also like had one of the most satisfying resolutions to a film that I've seen in a long time, because I feel like that can be, or people are making it look tough these days as far as ending a film like I'd like it with satisfy. But this one really blew me away with the performances in it, the way it was written, just great setting, and I don't know. There's not much else to say. I'm trying to find up the guy who wrote the screenplay's name, because I listened to his podcast, so it was really cool to see Robert Cargill.
Okay.
That's really
Black-
surprised to see his name in the credits.
Black Phone's a great one. For my number 4, also a comedy, based off of a novelization of a series of novels. You could call it a continuation in the Chevy Chase series from the 1980s to 1990s, I believe. But that is Confess Fletch, in which John Hamm takes on the role of Irwin M. Fletcher. I very much enjoyed Confess Fletch. I saw it in a theater with 2 other people. in which one other person laughed once during the film, and I really wondered what's wrong with the world. I very much enjoyed Confess Fletch. I thought it was a very funny movie. I'm not gonna lie, it's on Vudu now, but I refuse to pay over a certain amount for a movie, regardless of how fresh or how old they are. So
Respect.
I will wait for it to go on sale, because I'm not paying $17.99 for King Ralph from 1991 with John Goodman. So yeah, Confess Fletch is my number 4 film. Travis, what's your number 3?
Yeah, I wish I could speak more to that. Maybe I should check out the original Fletches, because then I think I like John Hamm a lot, so I think I could get into Confess Fletch. Or you think I should go? You think I should watch this? It might make me want to watch the Chevy Chase ones.
I grew up on the Chevy Chase ones, so I was really excited going into Confess. In it's I'd kind of say it's almost in the same wheelhouse of humor. That's a real tough one. I'll be honest.
Is there one called Fletch Lives or
Yeah,
something?
it's Fletch and then Fletch Lives. Those were
I
those
tried to
were the two.
rent that movie at Blockbuster. I've just seen the case of it so many times, and I tried to get my family. Nobody else ever interested. I don't know what drew me to it so much, but
It's because it's Chevy Chase and he's just got all these random outfits on, and you're just like, what's this goofy stuff? Yeah,
it intrigued me greatly.
sure. It's a great one. Travis, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is actually Clerks 3. I fucking could not get enough of this film. It would be a lot higher on my list. Had the one knock against it, and the one knock that you can say for any Kevin Smith film as of late, is that they tend to be, geared towards the US universe and just like fan-driven films, which I am a fan, so I'm okay with. But certainly it may not have such a big effect if you're not as like much of a fan as Clerks and Clerks 2, and like just a fan in general of Kevin Smith and the franchise and understanding his personal story. And
But in reality, why would you go see a movie called Clerks 3 if you have never seen Clerks, let alone Clerks 2?
that's
I'm
true.
I'm not gonna go say, oh, Cars 3 is out. I've never seen Cars or Cars 2, but I'll just go check out this one. I mean, some people might do that, in which you should be expecting to walk in on references to the other two movies that
That's true. Yeah, absolutely. If
so
you're at Star Wars Episode 3, you're gonna be
yeah,
fucking confused if
you
you
should
haven't seen one and two.
yeah, so
Agreed. Yeah, it does seem like people have lost their goddamn minds when it comes to like their expectations with films and these shit these days, and the way they try to like. I think people just want to be hypercritical because they think it'll make it. But yeah, no, this movie is so good. So many great fucking laughs. So many great callbacks, not only within the film but within the franchise. And yeah, absolutely. It made me bawl the first 2 times, and then the third time in person with Kevin Smith. I still even
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna cry every time I watch that movie. There is not going to be a single time that I watch that movie that I will not at least shed some tears. I
I
can tell
cried
you
in more
right
parts
now.
in the third one because like seeing stuff that I had already seen and like feeling the crowd react to me, and then being like, oh, and I'm being like, oh, just you wait, man, it's gonna get so, and like, god damn it, I'm thinking about it, like, whoa, it's not there yet, hold on. It was very interesting and somewhat cathartic experience to watch it with such a big crowd of all of his disciples. So I rank it highly on my list. It was a cool birthday experience and a great film. I definitely recommend that everyone watch it and
Excellent.
buy tissues first.
My number 3 is a movie that I bought tickets for on a like 10:30 showing that I didn't realize the movie was like damn near 3 hours long.
I'm sorry.
And
I'm sorry. I'm so old now. I'm
that's
like, oh God, I couldn't.
that's the Batman.
Oh fuck.
I really,
Yeah.
this is one of this is one of my favorite incarnations of Batman. Prob Probably my third favorite Batman. over Bale and Keaton, or under Bale. It goes Bale, Keaton. Well, no, sorry. It
I
goes
was like, isn't Keaton on the top
Keaton.
of yours?
Well, no, yeah. Because Keaton is my number one Batman, and Christian Bale is my number one Bruce Wayne.
I have those flip flopped.
Because
Crazy.
it's yeah, because they're two different people. So for Batman's, it goes Michael Keaton, and then Christian Bale is my second favorite Batman, and then Robert Pattinson just knocked it out of the fucking park. Paul Dano killed it as the Riddler. Just such an amazing cast all around. Such a fun ride, such a great experience. I'm very much hoping that they make another one of these, hopefully with not the Joker as the bad guy.
Yeah, we've
Batman,
had
that discussion.
Yeah. He's got so many villains. Just pick a different one.
Travis, what's your number two?
My number two, and I really had to debate back and forth because this one, I feel like actually could have been my number one for the year. I did only see it once, and my number three I saw multiple times, and my number one I saw 3 times in theaters as well. So it's kind of, but it just came out, The Fabelmans, the faux semi biopic of Steven Spielberg, with appearances from again Paul Dano, who is an absolute powerhouse. He has been since Little Miss Sunshine, and well, I guess even since The Girl Next Door. Although he might have been Little Miss Sunshine first, I can't remember that timeline. But either way, tremendous actor.
It was The Girl Next Door was his first theatrical appearance.
Really cool story to watch, and I think just for me having the personal connection of me and my childhood best friend that just, you know, I got a camera for Christmas and we just made so many films and I did so many goofy things, and having to try to edit them on the camera because you don't have real equipment, and, you know, doing special effects in whatever way you can, and doing, you know, wipes and terrible transitions because that's all that you have available to you, and just like finding your own kind of art form, and watching him be like even better than I could imagine, with even like way more rudimentary equipment than I had. It's just so crazy. It was just so much fun. It was one of those, I don't know, I just kept like kind of sitting up in my seat and just like, I was just really cherishing the whole time watching it, and just like getting to like live vicariously through this kid making his own movies, and then rather than just hiding him or showing him to 1 or 2 people, showing him to a whole group of people, which I never would have had the courage to do. So I just had a lot of fun with it, and a lot of deeper themes and more going on in the movie than that. But that was my main connection, and I haven't had such a good time in the theater as I had watching that in a while.
Excellent. That's good. I haven't seen it yet, but it is one that I am interested in checking out. My number two was a little lower on your list. My number two is The Black Phone.
It's tough for the top 5, man. I didn't want to put The Black Phone as high as I did.
I love this movie. I have watched this movie since it came out on streaming. When it first came out on Vudu, I bought it right away. And I watched it probably 3 or 4 times within the first month of it coming out. I've watched it twice, like every month. That like I just play it as a background movie. Like it's just so good. Like the first 2-3 times I saw it twice in the theater.
Yeah, I think I might have seen it twice in the theater too.
I saw it twice in the theater, and the first 2 times I rewatched it, I caught things that I didn't catch the first time around, that are just like what I would consider obvious, but like you don't necessarily notice. Yeah, 100%. Second time I watched it, and by this point, if you haven't seen it, screw yourself. I'm giving it this stuff away. Second time I watched it, I caught when the kid gets out of the basement and goes to the front door. When he's walking in between the kitchen to the front door, Max's board with the maps and everything is leaning right against the wall.
Yeah, because he's trying to find the
But the thing is I didn't catch the first time around the transition when they go from Max and they just go straight through the basement floor into the basement where the kid is, which I also caught the second time around. I did not realize, like, oh shit, they're legitimately just showing us that he's in that house.
Yeah, when I watched it with Wesley, I had that same like, oh my god, that is a great fucking transition.
And then it's right after that he gets out, that he goes through the living room and they show the board between a wall and a chair. And it's facing the camera. So if you don't, I didn't catch it the first time because you're so enthralled with the film. You're so
Very
intense
good.
into what is going on. Like, is he going to get out? That I didn't notice it, but it's the silly shit that I noticed in Glass Onion. So my number 2 is Black Phone. Travis,
Okay.
we're down to it. What is your number 1 movie of 2022?
Well, we talked about this in pre-recording that we only had one discrepancy on our list as far as content overall, and that was my number 5. So this one's going to be one that's a little lower on your list and it's very high on my list, and that is The Batman. Because fuck what you say about the ending, it can't take away from those first 2 hours of just pure, nonstop, fucking everything you could ever ask for. Brutally violent, brooding, pissed off, and looking for a way to make a difference in his fucking community. Batman, like,
Vengeance.
that isn't polished, that has no ability so far to use his Bruce Wayne as an alter ego, or to be, more philanthropic with that or make a difference with that. He's just completely consumed with becoming the Batman, and like doesn't even necessarily know who he should fight, or like, do I try to take down crime lords? Do I just stop beatings in the street? Like, how do I even be effective at this? Like, and watching him figure it out, and the reveal of the Batmobile. Oh, when the fucking got chills through my spine when that was so, in that chase that follows it. Oh my god! What?
Travis, we are approaching the 45-minute mark. Let's
Okay,
wrap up
okay, yeah,
because
I can
we
jerk
already.
off later. All right, don't
You
worry.
can, because I'm not going to jerk off nearly as much to my number 1, which I enjoyed more than the Batman,
Sure.
and that, of course, is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Hmm.
I took everything and put it on a bagel.
That should cost more.
That movie is damn near perfection. That movie made me cry. It made me feel things. It made me feel feels. It made me feel love. It made me feel hate. It made me feel anger. It made me feel everything that you feel in your life. It made me miss the ones I loved. It made me miss the ones I had. It is an amazing movie, and if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. That is my number 1. So going back, Travis, you got Vengeance, The Black Phone, Clerks 3, The Fablemans, and The Batman. I got
Correct.
Clerks 3, Confess Fletch, The Batman, The Black Phone, and Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Travis, as we come to a close in 2022, final parting words you'd like to leave with the listeners.
Take it sleazy, and I'm out.
And if you can take it sleazy, take it twice. Tip the veal, try the staff. Happy New Year. We love you all. Catch you then.